Hi, my name is Zoe Reyna, and this is my Chapter 8 Reflections. The first term that I'm going to be going over is primary colors. Primary colors are the three set of colors that are used and are a basis in forming other colors. These colors are red, blue, and yellow, and when each are first combined, they form secondary colors, such as green, which is blue and yellow, purple, red and blue, and orange, red and yellow. You can see the examples right here, which is red, yellow, and blue, and the secondary colors in the center when they're combined with each other. The next terms are tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are the colors created when primary and secondary colors are combined. These are placed between both secondary and primary colors and are shown on the color wheel right here. So notice how it's a little bit larger. The primaries red, yellow, and green. Blue are right here, and the secondary green, orange, and purple are um, also there. So in between them are the tertiary colors, which are yellow, orange, red, orange, blue, green, blue, purple, and red, purple. Next, triads. So triads are groups of colors sets consisting of three colors that complement one another. An example of triads are the primary and secondary color sets, since they are three colors in a set, and in the previous or also in this example, you can see the red, yellow and blue. They're equally spaced apart, and the orange, green, and purple are also equally spaced apart. And also on that, other forms of triads is selecting colors that are equally spaced apart in the color wheel. So aside from those, there are also these other colors that you could choose from, such as these different sets of blues with this the red purple with the blue green, as we were speaking of before. So next is analogous colors. These are colors that are placed next to each other or side by side of one another on the color wheel. Examples of these color combinations is the purple-red color combination seen in designs and fashion. It's also famously seen in the Red Hat Society, an organization of women whose color schemes is purple dressed with, you guessed it, red hats. And that example is right here. Let me move this over. Um, See how they are all wearing purple, either dresses or different sort of accessories with purple, but their hats are red. And I never really understood why these two colors went together, but learning that it was because they're analogous and since they're grouped next to each other, they complement one another. Um, it stands out more and it just complements one another. Next is color temperature. Now, color temperature is the interpretation that colors have corresponding temperatures, such as warm and cold. Blue related colors are considered cold, whereas red and yellow related colors are considered warm. Examples are yellow, red, and orange being considered warm colors and are associated with fall, and hues of blue are reflect like cold snowflakes like winter. And those examples are shown here as this picture of different leaves during the fall season. There's hints of red and yellowish and burnt orange in there, which create a warmth feeling. But when being paired with this blue sky, it creates a fresh feel to it as well. Whereas in here, it does the opposite, since the sky and everything around and the snow, it's tinted with blue and is like covered with just a blue color scheme. It creates that imagery of cold, which already the snow does, but being paired with yellow lights and red lights, it creates warmth, a warmth feeling within those buildings and in the lights. Next is saturation. Saturation refers to the intensity of a color, where value refers to the level of lighting, such as a dark to lighter shades. Saturation refers to the color level of colors presented. So my example in that is how value um, goes from the darkest, which is black right here, to white, and there's all the different grays in between. It's the same goes for saturation. Saturation. So the darkest or the highest saturation is this red right here, and the lightest goes to this white. So all the colors in between are different levels of saturation. Next is desaturation. Now, desaturation dark refers to shading the color. Shading is used to create darker values of the same color, whereas light refers to tinting of the color, and tinting adds white to the color, making the value brighter. As you can see in this diagram above or in between, um, shading is the hue, which is the color, plus black. So that means that these are the full saturation of the color, but being desaturated with dark, it slowly loses the full saturation and goes darker into a, um, I would say, like a duller tone, which ultimately leads to black. And on lighter desaturation, it leads to white, but in the center with toning, it leads to a gray color. Next is RGB, which stands for red, green, blue. It is used in digital design and uses a nine-number system, which each color, RGB, uses value from 0 to 255. Examples that use this are TV sets in processing the image colors. So um, this image right here um, is the processing that TVs use. And another little image I put here was the different colors, which was the red, green, and blue. And you could also see in between CM, the next thing I'm going to be going over. So the CMYK uh, is a four-color process used in print. These colors are cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, also known as key. They are each layer over one another to create um, the colors used in the design. So here you see the 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 cyan, magenta, yellow, and these all paired to create the black. You can also see in between the primary colors. So red. Wait, no, those aren't primaries. Sorry, but yeah, you could also see in between the different colors. Um, Next is spot color. Um, this is the primary color used in a design. An example of this is a bright red color amid a sea of gray. So my example is this bright red flower, um, which is completely stands out over this dark grayish um, color background. And I also set up the layout on this slide so that it's all grays and black, and it pops out the red more. And lastly is hexadecimal code. It is a system that designers use to convert the 9 colors used in RGB and brings it down to a 6 number/letter system. This is a combination of numbers/letters used in and given to specify hues. So all of these are different shades of colors, but since they are grouped or since they are different shapes, they are each given their own code per se. So instead of this being uh, like a maroon, it's 660000. And instead of this being a shade of purple, it's 9900CC. And this just gives an array of different number and letter combinations used to be given to different colors. And that concludes the end of my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed, uh, and I'll be seeing you. Bye.